What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 22 Ultimate Team video. So today is Wildcard Wednesday, and not only is it that, but it's the 4th week of Wildcard Wednesday, which means if you've been playing your solos up to date, you have a free fantasy pack where you can pick one of 20 cards from the first 4 drops of Wildcard Wednesday. So that's flashbacks, that's veterans, that's heavyweights, and today's cards, rising stars. I got the pack unlocked. We're gonna go ahead and open it up. We're gonna make our decision and our pick today, and also give you the best options from cards that you can choose from if you're unlocking that pack today. So real quick, we dropped a video on it earlier this morning, but if you play through your solo challenges, definitely go check out the video from earlier today. Definitely hit that like button on this video as well if you guys find this one helpful. It really helps my channel grow, and I appreciate everybody supporting the channel and continuing to check out the videos and click that thumbs up on them. So if you play your Rising Star solos, like I said, and you've been playing them for the last 3 weeks from the other Wildcard Wednesday drop, you should have 20 stars. 20 stars is going to unlock this Wildcard Wednesday week 1 through 4 fantasy pack. This pack contains every single card that has come out on Wildcard Wednesday, and you get to pick one of them. It is a NAT card. It's also a NCAT card, which means you can't put this card into any sets. I don't really think there's many sets you would want to put it in right now, but you can't, and that's okay because it's a free card. And not only do you get a free card from this, right, but if you've been playing these solos throughout the weeks, you also been getting free power-ups from them. So not only are you getting the base card, the power-up card, but also the card that goes into that. And here it is. This is what it looks like. Again, a NAT card here, so you can't sell this card, can't trade it, can't collect it. And when you open up the first iteration of the pack, it's going to give you one of 4 choices. Be very careful what you do from here, because once you select one of these 4, you cannot go back. If you back out from this screen, you're good to go. You can reopen it again. It's going to give you the same 4 choices. Once you select one of these 4 options, you're stuck with that, and you have to pick a card or a player or an item from that particular pack. So let's kind of go through them. I'm not going to open up the first 3 because we don't want to get into a selection that we don't want to choose. But the first one is flashback. And the 5 flashbacks that you would have to choose from in this pack are going to be Daniel Jones, which is an 88 overall, and then A.J. Brown, Minkah Fitzpatrick, David Irving, David Johnson. Those last 4 are all 87 overalls. The best card in this pack by far is the 88 overall Daniel Jones. The main reason why I would say don't pick this card, though, is because we have another option at quarterback, which is a better card, a better one to choose from. But this card is still not bad. So if like you're rocking a Giants team, Giants are your favorite player, or favorite team, you might want to go with this one. 85 speed. He feels faster than that. I talked about this in yesterday's video. We dropped the top 5 quarterbacks in MUT 22, and this is one of them. He feels much faster than 85 speed. He's got 89 throwing power, which is really good. Mid throw 84, short throw 85, deep throw 88. So he's got good throwing power. He's got a good archetype with field general. Eventually, he'll be able to get Hot Route Master, and he's got solid speed. If you're wondering about abilities on this card, the best ones to use by far right now, Set Feet Lead on this card. He has a bunch of other Deadeye abilities, but Set Feet Lead is by far the best one to use if you're going to select this Daniel Jones. Now, the second group of cards are heavyweight cards. There's 5 of them in this pack. Again, we're not going to open it because we don't want one of these cards, but in this pack, you have an 89 overall Monte Sweat, and then a 88 overall Jack Conklin, Roger Stafford, Quentin Spann, and Brandon Williams. Now, one thing I will say about this, Monte Sweat, we're going to take a look at him. He's the best option in this pack, but these are also those trenches guys, those cards that you don't want to spend a lot of coin on, and if you can get a free right tackle, a free left end, defensive end on your team without spending coins, save your coin for those skill position players, those quarterbacks, those cornerbacks, those wide receivers and halfbacks. This is not a bad idea. I still don't think it's the best choice, but in this pack, without a doubt, Monte Sweat is your best option, mainly because he's a good pass rusher, right? He's got 85 block shed, 89 finesse move. Power move is not good, but that's because he's a speed rusher. That's the archetype he has. He's 6'6", 87 speed. So if you're looking for a pass rusher and you don't need a quarterback or a cornerback, this is probably going to be your best option with Monte Sweat. And if we take a look, here are the abilities that he can get. I haven't really personally tried any pass rushing abilities yet in this year's game. I've heard that Ripper is pretty good. Instant Rebate and BOGO were pretty good last year. They were a little bit glitchy, but at this point, you know, the best abilities are pass coverage abilities because everybody passes the ball. Also, under pressure is probably pretty solid, but I wouldn't be using AP or wasting AP on a pass rusher right now. Let this guy try to get home by himself. And again, with the attributes on this card, 87 speed at 6'6", he also is a pretty good option for a QB spy. He'll be able to bat down passes with that 6'6" height and 87 speed. I mean, he's faster than Daniel Jones, right? Veterans is up next. 5 cards in this pack, similar to every other one. We have an 89 overall Jimmy Graham, and then 88 overalls we have Jamie Collins, Joe Hayden, DJ Swearinger, and Sammy Watkins. Now, I will say, the Joe Hayden card is pretty solid. Both Joe Hayden and Sammy Watkins pretty solid, but the best card by far in this pack, and if you need a tight end, well, it's definitely going to be Jimmy Graham. So they kind of gave him really good speed. I shouldn't even say kind of, they did, and I was a bit shocked, right? We know Jimmy Graham is tall, 6'7", but the fact that they gave him 87 speed was really, really well. Now, his mid-route running, 83, not very good at all. There's a lot of better tight ends out there with better mid-route running, and that's kind of the key attribute that I look at when it comes to tight ends is speed, mid-route running, and then, of course, catch and traffic. He does have good catch and traffic at 88. His catch is 89, and I think it's one of the best tight ends in the game. Obviously, Darren Waller is out there, right, but he's super expensive. The other thing that you just got to keep in mind is this card is good, but when you get to level 50, you get that free 91 overall George Kittle. I haven't unlocked him yet, and I definitely could use an upgrade at tight end, but I think in this case, he's still not going to be your best option. If you do go ahead and pick him, you're looking for a tight end on your squad, here are the abilities that he can get: deep in elite, deep out elite, mid in and out, or mid in and out. I think I said it right the first time. It just didn't sound like it. He also can get short in and out. Matchup Nightmare is pretty good as well. But honestly, I wouldn't really right now, unless you can get tight end apprentice on a tight end, I wouldn't be using my AP on a tight end right now for your offense. And finally, we have the 5 new cards that came out today. And honestly, I think this is going to be a trend, right? Every 4 weeks, we get a free fantasy pack where we get to get 1 card from each program. Being that Rising Stars are last, they're probably always going to have the better or most relevant cards. And I got a feeling every single time we do this video, we're going to be picking a Rising Star. And that's why I'm going to select this pack. I told you there's no going back from this point, but I'm okay with that because there are 3 really good cards in this pack that you guys can choose from, really depending on what type of position you're looking to upgrade on your squad. So we'll start with this guy, and I don't know if I'm killing his name or not, but Divine Diablo. And if we take a look at his card, 89 overall. By the way, if you didn't catch it, the 5 cards in this pack, we have a 90 overall Patrick Surtain, and then 4 89s, Divine Diablo, Travis Etienne, Jalen Waddle, and Zach Wilson. So with Diablo here, he's really fast, okay, 90 speed. He's 6'3", pretty big safety out there. You can put him in at sub linebacker. His tackle is 89, excel 91. He's got crazy hit power at 90. His zone is okay at 82. You're going to need some strategy items to boost that up. And man coverage 78. This is a great user card. He's tall, he's fast, and he has good hit power. The only thing that I would say, and a lot of teams do, you do need multiple safeties out there, is that we all have Cam Chancellor, and most of us have Cam Chancellor up there in the mid to high 80s, and that's why I would stay away from this card. Now, if you're a Raider fan, obviously I can't tell you any differently. This card is really good, and I rock 2 safeties on the field, but I think with Adrian Amos, I'm just going to stick with that card. This isn't an upgrade worth it on my team, but this is still a really good card. Now, as far as his abilities go, here they are, and he gets, Enforcer, which is a pretty good one. Short Route KO is pretty solid, but at the end of the day, Acrobat is still like the go-to ability on defense, and without powering him up, it does not look like, again, this is according to MUT.gg, it does not look like, unless I'm being blind here, that Mr. Divine Diablo can get Acrobat, and that's also kind of a hard no for me for that simple reason. So option number 2 is Patrick Surtain, and I like this card a lot. Like, if it wasn't for Zach Wilson, which we'll get to in a moment here, this would probably be my pick, and I actually did pick this card on my No Money Spent squad. He's one of the best corners in the game, and he's super well-rounded, super well-balanced. Remember, you do get the free power-up if you play through these solos as well. So if you want to power him up, he's going to be that much better. 6'2", he's got 89 speed. He's got 90 excel, which is pretty good. 89 agility. Agility is really key on cornerbacks. And he has good coverage stats. I mean, 90 man coverage, 89 zone. You're basically looking at, with the power up, 90 and 90 with 90 speed, and he's tall and 90 agility. Like, this corner is just perfectly well-rounded, and honestly, I might go and just buy this card for two reasons. Number one, I think he's going to be a little bit more cheaper, and I think he's an upgrade from Darrelle Revis. Like, if I compare these two cards on my team, he looks like he's an upgrade just simply because he's just as fast, right? He's taller, he's got better agility, and both of his coverage stats are there. So this Surtain card, if you need a corner on your team, absolutely pick it right now. Top 3 options to choose from, that is without a doubt. Now, let's take a look at the abilities that he can get. He's got a lot of them out there. If you're going to play a lot of man coverage, one step ahead, you can give that a try, but 4 AP, a little expensive for my taste. Pick Artist, I've heard, is kind of glitchy, but at the end of the day, you want Acrobat on this card on all of your corners. That's going to get you the most turnovers, but he has a lot of other good abilities. Flat zone KO, he's got deep route KO, chuck out, mid route KO, and zone KO. Like, he's just got all of the things that you need from a DB, whether you're playing man or zone, and that's because he's just so well balanced. Now, before we move on to our final pick, I do have to mention that this Jalen Waddle card is pretty good, and he's pretty good because he has 91 speed. He's a deep threat, fast receiver. The only reason I kind of omitted him from my top choices here is because most of us got a free Tyreek Hill last week from the MCS watch parties, and that card is also 91 speed, so it's like, you know, if you want to throw a lot of speed out there, you certainly can, but just don't have too many wide receivers because these are nat cards, and you can't do much with them after you make that pick. You got Waddle, you got Hester, you got Tyreek Hill. There are a lot of free cards out there with speed, but he's still good. Now, the last pick here is probably something I thought I'd never, ever do in my life, and that's recommend that you get a Zach Wilson football card. 6'2", which doesn't matter. I don't know why I said it. 82 speed. Now, it's a bit slower, but I will say when I played with the solos with this card, still felt faster. Like, Danny Jones feels really fast with the 85 speed. This card felt faster than 82 speed, and that's why I would say go with it. The important thing here is that this card is a strong arm archetype, which means if he hits certain thresholds, he can get Gunslinger. Now, he has really good throw power at 91, short throw 88, pretty good. Mid throw only 85, I wish that was better. Deep throw 87, not terrible, but also not great, but he does have that good throw power at 91. Throw on the run 88, play action 88. The reason this card is going to be so, you know, vastly picked, a lot of people are going to go with it. Let's take a look at his abilities here. In ability slot 2, he gets set feet lead, which is one of the more popular ones. You may notice also above that he can get set feet lead at the ability slot 1, and what you don't see on here is Gunslinger. But if you do power him up, and remember, you can get a free power up. If you play those solos, you get a pack where you get to power up get the power up for any one of today's 5 cards. If you power Zach Wilson up, he is the first card in MUT 22 that gets Gunslinger. And with how overpowered passing is in MUT 22, having Gunslinger as well is going to help you even more. And for that reason alone, that's why I'm going to be going ahead and picking up Zach Wilson for my pick. Now, if I still had to give you advice, that Patrick Surtain card is really good. If you're not in the market for a quarterback or you don't care about, you know, having Gunslinger, go with Surtain. He's the best card in my opinion out there, other than having Gunslinger for your starting quarterback. So we'll be on live stream tonight, guys. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you follow my Twitch name and my Twitter name and my YouTube name, all down below the face cam here. We're going to be playing some Seasons games tonight, and we'll have this Zach Wilson fully powered up. So if you want to see him in action, feel free to come through. Make sure you hit me with the follow on Twitch and turn that notification on so you are alerted when I go live. Down below in the comment section, let me know who you picked and why. I want to see what you guys went with, if most of you went with Zach Wilson or you went another route. Thank you for tuning into this video. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.